And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, and I'm going solo today. It does look like it's going to be a solo show for me. Friday, everybody is busy today, so it'll be just me. But I have some picks from the others that they sent in, which I'll go over at the end of the show. As always, I'll jump into the first game that I chose here. No big surprise here. Minnesota Twins plus 185 are in Toronto minus 225, a total of 9.5 in this one. Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for the Blue Jays, coming off 2 no decisions where he gave up 2 earned runs in each game, 9 hits against the Angels, only 2 hits against Cincinnati, 3 walks and 1 walk against the Angels. 4 strikeouts and 7 strikeouts against the Reds. He's been pitching pretty well for the Blue Jays as a whole. On the other side, we have the Minnesota Twins, and we have Chichi Gonzalez making his first start of the year. He is not a very good pitcher. Well, at least he hasn't been throughout his career so far. He's 9-23 with a 5.64 ERA. Last year, he went 3-7 and had a 6.46 ERA. Yes, that was in Colorado. He spent his last 3 years in Colorado, the 2 years before that with Texas. But he is making his first start against a team that is extremely hot right now. The Blue Jays are going crazy with the ball. Let me bring up the stats here. In the Blue Jays' 8-game winning streak, they have scored less than 6 runs once. There was one game where they scored less than 6 runs, a 4-3 win against the Angels. Every other game, they're scoring 6, 7, 8, 11 in one game. I think this is a hammer spot for the Jays team total over 5.5. Which I got at plus 100. I think it's a very good bet. I think Chichi Gonzalez could probably let up 4 or 5 himself. And this Jays team is just hitting on all cylinders right now. And this Twins team on the other side, they just lost 4 or 5 in Detroit. This is Detroit, one of the worst teams in the league. And they lost 4 of their last 5 there. They're also going to be without players coming to Toronto, the vaccination policy in Canada. There's, I think, 4 players, including 2 pitchers and Max Kepler, who will not be playing for them. They're already out Correa with injuries. The rookie Royce, he's out as well. So the Twins are pretty beat up. The Blue Jays, their only injury was George Springer, who is good to go today. So he'll be in the lineup. So this is a hammer spot for the Jays. I'm on them on the run line as well. But I really like that team total over 5.5. What's up, Rasim? Toby, happy Friday solo show. Yep. Thanks, Richie, for smashing the like. Kikuchi wasn't good with Seattle. No, he wasn't. But I mean, this year, for the most part, minus his first couple starts, he's been pretty good for the Blue Jays. We take Blue Jays. Yes, I do think so in this spot. We'll move on to the next game. The Padres plus 140 are in Milwaukee, facing the Brewers minus 160. A total of 6.5 in this one. We've the battle of pitchers in this. Musgrove against Burns. Both have been really, really good this year. Musgrove hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs in quite a few starts. The Padres are winning the games that he's on the mound. Corbin Burns, the same. He in his last 3 games, his last 2 games were really good against St. Louis, San Diego. So this same San Diego team. However, he did have a rough game against Atlanta. I like the first 5 under. I know it's a 3.5, which is kind of a low number. But I like the first 5 under 3.5, and I like the Padres' first 5 run line plus a half, which was minus 110. Yes, I get it. It's Corbin Burns, but both pitchers have pitched really well. Musgrove has pitched really well this year, and both teams have injuries right now. So I think this is going to be a close, low-scoring game, and I think it'll go under 3.5 in the first 5. The Padres will either be tied or winning, but I would not really recommend taking the Padres full game. Their closer is having major issues right now. I would assume that he's probably not even going to be pitching today, just because of how rough he has been lately. So yeah, I would stay away from the Padres full game, but I do like them first 5. Toby disagrees. He likes the Brewers first 5. That's I can see why. I can see why. Alex is with me. Padres first 5 money line. I like the plus a half. So hey, if it's tied, I win and you guys push. Richie says Padres money line. I'd be careful with full game. Just the way their bullpen has been. No on first inning. Love it. I don't bet them, but I love it. Word on the street, Terry, is that you got mortgage money in the New York Rangers puck line tonight. Hey, we'll get to that game here shortly. But actually, you know what? I'll bring up the poll right now. Here's the current results of the poll. So if anybody wants to vote in that, it's on the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Twitter. But as you can see, 62% think Tampa's going to win tonight. Spoiler alert, I may not be agreeing with that. But we'll get to that game for sure shortly. The third game that I chose, the Mets plus 135 are in LA facing the Dodgers minus 155. A total of 8 in this one. I said on yesterday's show that I felt there was value on the Mets with the price that they were at, but the issue with it is that I didn't think they were going to win the game. The Dodgers, after getting swept by the Pirates, they came out, got a 2-0 win in Game 1. Trey Turner continued his hit streak, which is great for him. Now it's Bassett against Anderson. Anderson has been phenomenal for the Dodgers this year, 6-0, 2.90 ERA. In his last 3 games, he's won them all. Yes, 2 against Arizona, 1 against Washington. But in his last 2 games, he has not allowed an earned run. And he has 1 walk and 10 hits in those 2 games, but he played 14 innings. So Anderson has been really good for the Dodgers. On the other side, Chris Bassett, he's been very good as well, but he's also had some rough games. He was pretty good against Philly in the last game, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, but got smashed by San Francisco on the road in San Francisco, 8 earned runs and 8 hits in 4.1 innings. He seems to be pitching better here at home than on the road. And now he has to go to face the Dodgers. The big thing for me in this game, basically the deciding factor, is the Mets are a lot better against both teams are a lot better against right-handed pitchers, but especially the Mets. Tyler Anderson being a lefty, Chris Bassett being a righty, I think that's going to play a huge factor into this game. And I think the Dodgers will win it. I'm on the Dodgers first 5 minus a half at minus 105, and the Dodgers run line plus 135. I get it. This is a battle of the top 2 teams in the NL, but I just the Dodgers, I think they have an advantage here in this spot tonight. We'll go to the comments. Thanks, Bliff. Alex says Cabano minus 1.5. Woo. Mets first 5 money line. Oh, surprising. Surprising. Yeah, that's what I meant. Seattle first 5 minus 118. I did not get to that game. Dodgers run line. I love it. Dodgers, Blue Jays, Rays, all the run line. It's actually funny you say that, Cubano. I have a Toronto, Tampa Bay, and LAD 3-team parlay, And I also have a Toronto first five, a Tampa Bay first five, and a Los Angeles Dodgers first five money line parlay. So it's funny that you say that. Detroit Tigers dog of the day. Interesting. I didn't get to that game either. Rangers puck line plus 265. That's a good number. Tigers first five money line. All right. And that is it for the 3 games that I chose. We'll go on to last pitch. There was a pitching change in the first game here. San Francisco and Miami. I was really hoping that Miami would get to face Alex Cobb, but unfortunately they won't. Oh, there's been a pitching change in both sides in this game. Interesting. Okay, so there's been they're going with 2 openers now. That's really interesting. So there's been pitching changes on both sides. But I already made my bet much earlier in the day. I'm on San Francisco, Miami, first 5 over 4, and the full game over 8. But I'm not overly confident anymore because the 2 pitchers that I expected were pitching are no longer pitching. So I don't know if they're going to be coming in after these guys, after an inning or 2, or what's going to happen. But I still think we get runs here in this one. But I did like the play a little bit better when there was the other pitchers. Moving on here, I'm fading the Houston Astros, but it's more of a pitcher here on it's more of a flyer on Singer. He's been great for the Royals this year. I think there's definitely a pitching advantage over Urquidy. So I took Kansas City first 5 money line plus 100, and I also took the first 5 plus a half minus 130. I split my bet because I could see this being tied, but I'm hoping Kansas City has the lead after 5. After that, I want to touch them after that. We went over the San Diego game. Colorado first 5 plus a half plus 110. I'm sure if Bryant was on the show today, he would be in on this with me. Me and him have cashed on Alex Cool all year long. I think there was 2 starts. Chad Cole. There was 2 starts where he was he had 2 bad games, but other than that, he's pitched really well all year. Max Fried on the other side for the Braves. The thing in this, though, is that Colorado is very good. They're the best team in the league against lefties. And so they hit lefties really well. They're in Coors Field against a lefty. I think this is a great spot for Colorado first 5 plus a half. And that is it for me. I went over my 2 parlays. So we'll go on to the hockey game. And I will bring back up the poll results. 62.1% think the Tampa Bay Lightning will win. 24.1% say the Rangers. 6.9% say the over 5.5, and 6.9% say take the under. It should be saying 5.5, but I have no opinion on the total. So I've been completely wrong when it has come to the totals here. In the first game in this series, I thought it's going to be a nice under. And of course, it went over. In the second game of the series yesterday, I thought, it's going to fly over. And of course, it didn't. It stayed under. So totals wise, I don't really have an opinion. But I will give Tampa Bay. They are 18-0 off a loss in the playoffs. So they have bounced back 18 times in a row since losing back-to-back games in the playoffs, which is fantastic. I bet on that and won on that in the Leafs series. But that streak is going to end eventually, and I get why everybody's riding it. I wrote it as well, but I think it ends tonight. And I said it after game 1, and I posted on Twitter as well. I think the New York Rangers win the Cup, and I think New York Rangers win this game. I think they win game 2. Game 3, I think Tampa Bay wins, and I'll be betting Tampa Bay. because I think they'll bounce back in home in Game 3. But I think the streak breaks tonight, and books are going to be laughing because everybody is on Tampa Bay, and I can understand why, but I really think that it's going to end today. So we will see if I'm right. Toby says Hedman block shots over 1.5. Yeah, I can see that. Alex says Rangers minus 1.5. So yes, there is some people that, like me, think the Rangers will win this. Toby likes Lafreniere over 0.5 point. Yes, I can definitely see that. That line has been great for the Rangers as of late. Shesterkin and Vasilevsky both over 29.5 saves plus 420. Oh, one of my favorite numbers. But I could see that. I could see a lot of shots in this game. And Rasim says overtime tonight. I'm not betting it, but I could see it. It's shocking how low draws there have been in the playoffs this year. I totally expected a lot more than what we've got. And that is it. That is the show. We'll obviously get to best bet segment here. Let me bring it up. And I do have another one to type in here. So I will type it in. Toller sent his picks in. So let me type that. For his dog of the day, he is with me. He is taking the New York Rangers as his dog of the day. Occupancy is taking the Kansas City Royals. Over Rangers / sorry guys, doing this live. Tampa Bay / Rangers over 5.5 is Toller's total. My total, yes, I have 2 bets on the over in the Miami and San Francisco game, but with the pitching change, it's kind of not really scared me off, but it's kind of made me putting a little bit of a hold on that. So I'm going to go with one of my biggest bets of the night as well. San Diego, Milwaukee, first 5 under 3.5 in this one. Occupancy went with New York Mets and the Dodgers over 8. And Manny sent in his. He went Minnesota, Toronto under 9.5. And Manny's dog of the day is also Washington. So let me put that in here. For best bet and best parlay piece, for me, Toronto Blue Jays team total over 5.5. Like I said, in their last 8 games, there's been 1 game they've scored less than 6. And I think they keep that going against Chichi Gonzalez. My parlay piece is going to be Trey Turner to get his 26th hit in a row. 26th game in a row with a hit. I think that continues here. Occupancy is going Washington money line as his best bet. Washington plus 1.5 as his parlay piece. Manny is going San Diego first 5 plus 0.5 as his best bet. Philadelphia first 5 money line as his parlay piece. Bryant is typing in his plays currently. San Diego Padres team total over 3 is his best bet. And we will get to your parlay piece here when you get it typed in. I'll go to the comments here quickly. Books double down after last night's game 1, then again tonight. Well, yeah, I think they made a lot of money last night. I think that's for sure. But I think they'll win. And I think they'll make a lot of money again tonight with Tampa Bay. JMC says Minnesota Wild money line. Ouch. Oh, sorry, love you. Yeah, thanks, man. I think the Wild could have beat the Oilers here. I think the Wild could have beat the Oilers. But unfortunately, we'll never know. And I also have to put in Toller's best bet. Wow, he's taking New York Rangers -1.5 as his best bet. But yeah, if they're obviously if they're leading after one, they'll pull the goalie. And then his parlay piece is Zibanejad over half a point. So he thinks he will get a point, which I also agree with. Toller coughed me, lol. Hey, I wish you guys both luck, obviously. But we are going to end the show there. Brian is currently typing in his parlay piece. But we're going to end the show here. So let me see here. I don't know if he's currently watching, but he's currently typing it in here. If anybody has anything they want to say while he's typing it in, if there are any questions in the chat, feel free. Maybe I'll quickly give my other leans on games we didn't talk about. Let's see here. I didn't really look at the Angels and Phillies game because I did not know who was going to be on the mound for the Phillies. I want to take the Yankees. I really do. I want to take the Yankees, but something is telling me maybe to stay off this. So I did. I don't really like the price. The Yankees are huge favorites in this. I also did say earlier I do have Tampa Bay in both of my parlays. I really like McClanahan here. But again, I didn't really like the price for taking anything. We do have a pitching change for the White Sox. It'll be Davis Martin who'll be pitching for them. So there's another pitching change. Seattle, Tampa Bay, I lean with the Mariners, but didn't get to it. And Boston, Oakland, there's no way I'm touching that game whatsoever. Boston was really hot, but not really anymore. So I will not be touching them. But Bryant's dog of the day is the Washington Nationals, and we will end the show there. So best of luck to everybody tonight. Thanks for watching. Let's see here. Fascinating game. Rangers, Tampa. I'm going Tampa on the trust thing. Not confident. 18-0. Yeah, I get it. Everybody. Not everybody. I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people agree with you on the 18-0. Like obviously, it's a real stat. So they think that he will bounce back. They will bounce back, and I totally. I think they will in Game 3, but I don't think it will be today. So that is the end of the show, guys. Best luck to everybody tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, both at 12 noon for episodes of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. And Brian did just put in a total. He does have a total as well. Yankees and Detroit over 7.5. That will be his over-under. If you didn't see all the picks, or if you want to see the picks that everybody submitted, the link in the description is in the video. If you like the content, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all the support. And if you're watching on Twitter, feel free to come on YouTube and jump in the chat. It would be awesome to have you. And we will see you guys again for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Best of luck tonight, guys. Have a good one.